But there was always this category of people who weren't getting the results. It was like a thorn in my side, maybe, 20, 30% of my patients. And so after doing a deeper dive and a deeper introspection myself, I started to see, hey, there's a problem going on with stress or sleep with these people. And after we get their sleep dialed in, then all of these results will come flushing in. For the first thing is personal experience, always. I tell people you don't truly know anything until you've done it yourself.
Yeah.
And little did I know that, my story really was coupled with a change in the way that I was sleeping, helped to transform my body and my health. Ultimately, things changed when, man, I just really decided to get well. I got the last note from the last physician I saw, and he said the same thing the other ones did. And it's just like, if I don't change my life now, I'm never going to change. So, and most people never make the decision to get well. That's the issue. It's like, I'm going to try, like you, I'm going to try to hit the New York Times bestseller list.
Right.
No, this is done. New research that went into the book. Dude, this is so crazy because your brain creates your body. But when you're sleeping, so there's something called the lymphatic system, right? Your lymphatic system is basically your extracellular fluid. You have four times more lymph than you have blood, right? So this is kind of the body's channel for eliminating waste. If that lymphatic system gets clogged, nasty stuff is going to start happening. Just kind of like your plumbing in your house. Like if it gets backed up, stuff's going to get kind of gross.
Right.
And so, but your brain has something called the blood-brain barrier. And so stuff can't just readily get there. Matter of fact, your lymphatic system basically stops at your neck. So your brain has its own lymphatic system. It's called the glymphatic system, which a little shout out to the glial cells in your brain that control it. And it's for the purpose of eliminating, and your brain is doing like millions of processes every second, eliminating all the byproducts from all this change it's constantly doing. And it turns on, the lymphatic system is 10 times more active when you're asleep than when you're awake. All right. And your brain cells actually shrink about 60% while you're asleep to make more room to eliminate waste. It's really important. So what they're finding is that conditions like Alzheimer's is probably an inability of your brain to eliminate waste. Wow. Let's just talk about the whole weight loss thing, because we know how our society is doing right now. It's not the best, but a lot is changing for the good. And there was a study done, it was published in the Canadian Medical Association Journal. 2 groups of exercisers, and they put them on the same diet. Group A got to sleep 8+ hours a night. Group B, they sleep deprive them. So they're getting like around 5 hours sleep per night. Group A lost far more weight and body fat than Group B. Only difference was the amount of sleep they were getting. So again, just kind of piggybacking on the point that your body is changing physically while you're asleep. One of the big reasons for that is something called human growth hormone. This is an endogenous hormone that your body produces. And so human growth hormone is also known as, quote, the youth hormone, right? So kids have a lot of it, and that's why they have so much energy, right? And a lot of parents are just kind of sitting there watching their kids, run around at the park like they're crazy, and it's just they have so much of this human growth hormone going through the system. And according to the research, when we get around the age of 18, we have a pretty sharp decline in human growth hormone. But my argument is that that's not necessarily the case. When we were around 18, we go to college and we stop doing the things that help to encourage human growth hormone production because, like, Mom, you can't tell me what to do anymore. I'm going to stay up and, do whatever we're doing because it's college, And you're getting the biggest secretion of human growth hormone when you go to sleep. All right. So this is helping with lean muscle growth. This is helping with a lot of anti-aging factors. And speaking of that, another one is melatonin. So melatonin is like the, quote, sleep hormone, but it's not really that. It really is a get good sleep hormone. It helps you to go through the normal stages of sleep properly. And here's another thing, though, is that melatonin is quite possibly our body's most important endogenous anti-cancer hormone. Okay, so this is why there's a study that I cited in the book done on nurses who work overnight. And there was like over 50% increased incidence of them having breast cancer.
No way.
Yeah. And then, so that's what I do, man. It's like,
crazy.
Here's the research and why it's a problem, but here's why it actually is happening. It's because of melatonin, and just if you're throwing off your sleep cycle like that, you're missing a lot of these benefits. And I can go on and on. There's so many different hormone compounds, physical changes, issues with blood sugar. There's a lot there. But the main focus, though, of the book is strategies to make everything good and make sleep yummy again.